now that we've not mastered everything going forwards, but most things going forwards, you're now coming to the stage where we're going to go backwards.
Right, I've been looking forward to this.
Yeah, well, one little thing that's easier, you've only got one gear going backwards.
Yeah.
Right, so you're quite happy of where reverse gear is in the car?
Yeah, it's cross to me and down.
And back, yeah. Some cars you have to lift up or push down, but this one's just across and back. Right, now, in the first place, various reversing manoeuvres that we're going to be doing, such as turning the road, reverse parking, reversing to the left and right and so on. But before we get into any of these, the first thing that we want to cover is how to reverse in a straight line.
Okay.
Because that will come in on your other manoeuvres as well, particularly left and right reverse. We do a bit of straight line reversing around the corner and another bit of straight line reversing.
Yeah.
So it's going to be handy for that anyhow, but it's important that you get the feel of two different things. One is the feel of the clutch and the other one the steering when you're going backwards. And what do you think the other most important thing would be when you're going backwards, other than controlling the car at a nice slow speed?
Observations.
Yes, that's the most important one of the lot. So where do you think you'd be looking when you're going backwards? Would you look out the side windows or front or rear or
back
where?
window.
Out the back window, yeah. Now, do you think it would be possible without adjusting your position in the seat to get round to see properly out the rear window? It's a bit of a strain, isn't it? So one of the first things that we're going to do, I don't want you to do it just yet, but when we're ready to do it, when we've started to do it, is you are aware that you can remove your seatbelt.
Yeah,
You've read that, yeah. So the advice then given is to sit round a bit in the seat. Now you don't want to be sitting sort of side saddle, not quite all that way for round, but sit round sufficient to enable you to get to look out the rear window. And what you want to be looking back towards, and we've got a nice target here. If you look in the mirror at the moment, you'll see a white car back there. So when you do turn round, when we're ready to actually practice this, which we're going to do in a minute or two, what you want to be doing is aiming for that car.
Right.
So that's the sort of, you want to be looking as far back as that. It's like when you're driving forwards, you don't just look as far as this car in front of you, do you?
I look well.
You're looking up towards the end of the road or where you're going. So the same applies when you're going backwards. There won't always be a car there for you, but if there is, that's the ideal thing to look at, you know, so that'll give you an indication as to whether you're drifting in or out or where you're going.
Right.
Or going in a straight line.
Yeah.
Okay, clear enough on that?
Yeah.
So the first thing that you're going to do is get yourself round a bit, remove your seatbelt if you need to, sit round a bit in the seat, get yourself comfortable. Then once you've done that, you can do that just now if you like, yes, just get yourself ready. And then once you've checked that it's clear, all round observation, just as you would for normal moving off, but checking particularly to the rear. What sort of things would we be watching for?
Pedestrians, cyclists, other cars, other vehicles.
Yeah, good, right. So we're satisfied that it's clear. We're then going to start reversing back once we've selected reverse gear. And you know how to control it with the clutch. So what are you going to do if you feel yourself going away too fast?
Put the clutch down.
Right. Now, do you think on this particular road that we're on at the moment that would be sufficient to control the speed?
It's slightly downhill, so I might need my brake.
Yeah, that's right, good. That's the point. So in effect, you'd bring the clutch up to the biting point to get the car moving initially, then back down a bit, but you'd find that the car would probably still keep rolling on. So you need to have your foot covering the brake and possibly braking lightly just to regulate the speed. So it's a case of a combination of clutch and brake depending on how steep the slope is. Right, quite clear on that?
Yep.
So once you've started to move back slowly, and we want to go nice and slow, then you've got to consider, right, which way do I steer? So I'm just going to ask you that question before we go any further. Let's say you saw the back of the car begin to move away from the curb towards the middle of the road. Which way would you turn your steering wheel to correct it, to bring it nearer to the curb?
Back of the car's going
away. Out that way, towards the middle, in your view.
Towards you.
You'd steer this way?
Towards you.
Yeah. So what effect would that have? What would happen to the wheels of the car?
They'd turn that way, but the back of the car will come back.
Yeah. Would it come back right away though?
It might take a bit longer because I'm only going slow.
Well, that's one reason. There is another one. Any idea what that is?
No.
Which end of the car are you steering? This
Front end.
Yeah, because you can only steer this end. So when you turn your front wheels, you were correct in what you said, to the left. The front of the car will start to go out, but will the back actually be going anywhere at that point?
No.
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 So it's delayed action. So when you turn your steering wheel slightly left or slightly right, you'll not see visibly the car coming out right away. It's delayed action. You turn the front, you can see the bonnet of your car immediately respond to that. You won't see that happen back the way. So it's delayed action. So the common mistake to make here is at first to think, oh, I'm not getting anywhere. I'm not going in or out to where I want to correct it, and to oversteer to turn it further.
Right.
So there's a nice easy way to remember how to do this. Can you remember where you position your hand on the wheel for reversing?
I can put my right hand at the top there.
At 12 o'clock. Yeah. Now if you do, this is the safety method of not turning it too far. When you're correcting the steering, assuming you're in a straight position as we are at the moment, and you want to come in or out a little bit, you want to turn the wheel, just like going forwards, no more than about an inch or two to the left or right. You with me? So your hand is going to go no further than about there, or similar distance the other way. So your steering would go from there to there or there to there, not way down here to the 3 o'clock or 9 o'clock positions.
So it'd be between 10 to 2.
Yeah, just that little bit. And don't move your hand, just keep the wheel fixed. Turn it a little bit this way if you want to come in, a little bit that way if you want to come out, and then all you have to do when you think, oh, that's it in, is come back to the straight position with your hand at the top. So provided you do that, you shouldn't have any problem with oversteering.
Right.
You see the idea?
Yeah.
Quite clear on that? Right, you ready to give it a go then?
Yep, think so.
Right. Just, start it up as
Switch the engine
usual.
on first.
So select reverse. Okay, you got that all right?
Yeah.
Oh, pulling leave. Now where are you going to put your right foot? Going downhill.
Hold my brake.
What might happen is you release the handbrake.
Might roll back.
Yeah, so play safe. We don't know if it will or not until we try it, but at least have your foot there, right?
Okay,
Clear
yeah.
enough on that?
Yep.
Right, so what are you going to do now before you release the handbrake?
Do my observations.
Yeah, good. And in particular, back there. Yeah, that's the idea. Looking back through between the seats. Now, see, it is rolling, isn't it?
Yeah.
So just regulate it with the brake. A bit more on the brake. Now, are you going in or out? Brake a little bit more, just stop at the moment. Which way is the car going in relation to that car that you were looking at? Looking out the back, because you remember you're not going to be looking at the front. It appears to be going out the way, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Why? Because our steering wheel's not quite straight.
Yeah.
When you started to steer, your right hand moved away from the 12 o'clock position, so it's now more at the 1 o'clock position, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right? So what do we need to do to bring it back in?
Steer back to you.
Yes, not a lot. Right, so off the brake, check all round again. Wait for this car coming past. Right, off the brake, just not altogether, just control it slowly. No more than that, just keep the wheel at that. Now, do you see it starting to come in now?
Yeah.
Just pause for a second. Now, there's another point. When you're going backwards, main observation, the bulk of it is to the rear. But every now and again, just keep a check on the front. Pedestrians could come down, crossing over a car like that could be coming in. So it's constantly checking to see what the situation is. Okay?
Yep.
Right. Now, let's move again. Check all round about that it's safe. If you have to stop, you just all checks round about again. That applies on any manoeuvre when you're reversing. Off the brake a little bit, not too high with the clutch. Now, how's that going now? Fairly straight? Now see where you're putting your hand again, back that way, so it'll go back out again. Just steer slightly towards me, to the left. No more than that. How's that going now? drifting in the way now.
Yeah.
Now you've moved your hand again, so just stop temporarily. See how easy it is to move your hand. When you leaned round to look a bit further, you actually moved your hand from there to there. Try and fix your hand. I know it's not easy, it's the first time you've done it. No, up a bit the top there. Just that's it. Wait for the cyclist, and here's another car coming. The pedestrians further down aren't affecting us. So we're now beginning to get a bit close to the curb, aren't we?
Mm.
So there's a van coming up as well. Now just wait for that one as well. Handbrake at the moment, yeah. Right, just take it out of gear just now as well, just to allow you to relax your feet. Right, then you can get ready again now. Make sure it's fully in reverse, right? Okay. All round observations. Now, not too much steering, just that much, just a little bit. Have another check to the front, see the difference? So what are you going to do about that?
Stop.
Yeah, just temporarily. Okay, nothing going. Right, looking out the rear again. Just keep your wheel at that, keep it nice and slow. That's coming back nicely. Now is it starting to drift out, or is it going nice and straight towards that car? No, don't look to the front, keep looking at the back.
I think it's going straight.
It is. So have another check front, yeah? Okay, keep looking at the back again as you go on. If you check to the front, just pause to check, yeah? That's it. Okay, right, look out the rear again. Keep looking out the rear as you're going back. Is it drifting in or out?
Just going out a little bit.
Right, so slightly left. That's the idea. And straighten it again. How does that look in relation to the car behind? Now keep looking out the back while you're going back. And come to a stop.
Straight.
Right, now keep looking out the back, right? Handbrake on. Back to neutral just now. Right, just relax your feet just now and sit around normally again. It's a little bit of a strain looking out the back,
It
isn't
is, yeah.
Right, before we go any further, a little point there to bear in mind. While you're going backwards, you must continue to look back. Once you've actually stopped the car, then that's fine. You've actually come to a complete stop. You're looking out the back, right, I've stopped, clutch is down, brakes down, I've actually stopped the car, and once you've done that, fine. Okay, then no problem. What we do is we look to the front, but make sure that you are still looking backwards until the car becomes stationary.
Yeah.
Alright? Have these checks to the front while you're going back, but not actually reversing back. Well, where's the front of the car going?
Okay.
Alright,
Yeah.
clear enough on that?
Yeah.
Right, okay. That gave you a little bit of example of reversing downhill. What we're going to do is we're going to move to another location now and practice a little bit more straight reversing, but this time up a hill,
Okay.
just to give you the variation on it. Because if you can do it up and downhill, you can do it on the level.
Yep.
Alright,
Oh, yeah.
so if you just like to put your seatbelt on again, we'll move round to a location point here. That's the car going away, isn't it? You can see that?
Yeah.
Right, so just down a bit on the clutch and steer it towards me to bring it in now. Not too much, remember. See it starting to come in?
Yeah.
Check to the front. Right, and check back. What do you see coming?
Car.
So just go back a little bit and then put your foot on the foot brake so that that confirms to him that we are stopping. Because we've seen a reverse lights, he knows we're reversing, but he doesn't know that we've seen him. So putting your foot in the brake was an indication to the other driver that was your way of signalling that you were stopping. Right, you follow that?
Yeah.
Right, we could have held it on the clutch, but that wouldn't have told him what we were doing. Right, so handbrake off. Check all round the back again, that's it, make sure it's clear. Now straighten your wheel again as you come back. Slightly more on the gas, yeah. Down a bit on the clutch. Now don't turn it too far, just stop just now. Have a look at your wheel. You hadn't
Right.
realised you'd turned it that far, had you?
No.
Right, see how easy it is to do?
Yeah.
That's what I was saying earlier on.
Yeah.
Okay?
Mhm.
So when you move again, you're going to bring it back up to the top again. But try not to turn it any more than about there or there, as I say. You know, that's the sort of parameters that you want to go from. That amount, you know,
Okay.
not all the way down there. Alright? See how easy it is to do that?
Yeah.
Keep your right foot steady, just get the car ready again. check it's clear. Right, so straighten your steering. There. Now, how's that looking now? Pretty straight?
I'm going to curve, I think.
Yes, so steer out. How much?
But
You stop again. Right. Now, front of the car has come in. If you come in too much, what might happen with the front wheel?
I might hit it with that side.
Yeah. You can actually hear it hitting the grass. We badly need to do a bit of weeding here, but we're not touching the curb, but you can actually hear the leaves and the grass there underneath there. So we're actually catching that because we've turned it just a little bit too far. You just straightened it again after you did that, but watch not turn it too far, because when you are trying to take it out, then there's a chance of hitting the curb. Okay,
Right, yeah.
so we don't want to be too close to the curb. Right, just we'll move back a little bit further. We've still got a little bit of space, just to get it in a nice straight line again. Check it, it's clear. And every time you stop, always check all round again. Now, looking right out the rear, that's the idea. Slightly left, yes, that's the idea. How's that looking now?
It's looking better.
Yeah, spot on to me.
Yeah.
And stop. Now, your park position is every bit as good as it is going forwards. If you check to the front now,
All
and
right.
you're sitting back to the front again. Right?
Yeah.
Any questions on that?
No, I don't think so.
You see how we flattened the grass there?
Oh yeah.
Right? Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, two big tufts here, but they're now flattened ones.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
But you get the idea there? Quite happy with that? But see
straight
how
a
easy it
little
is to turn it too far?
Yeah.
Right? Any questions on that?
No, I don't think so.
Right, we'll move to another location then and we'll have a little bit more.